Hey everybody, Ben here with We Go Fishing. Karen's here with me once again. I don't know if she's happy to be here this time, but she was last time.
Yeah, always happy to be
Always
here.
happy, okay. Well, tonight we have a very strange story.
Yeah, we'll see
Very
what you
strange.
think of it. We need
I don't know
we
what to
need your
make
take
it.
on it.
It's been, I found it, it's been around, it's out there. I'm going to use
Well, it's out there.
It's out there. I'm going to use the NPR article, so that's trying to keep it a neutral site, skeptics aside and all of that. But maybe you've heard about it. The guy who was swallowed by a whale off the coast of Boston.
The modern day biblical story of Jonah, right?
Yeah, modern day Jonah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else
he
to say.
says, anyways.
Well, he says.
Let's find out.
I don't know.
Tell us about this.
Tell us about this. All right. Well, I'm reading this article from NPR, and it says a lobster diver in Cape Cod says a humpback whale scooped him up and spat him out. So apparently, lobster divers, they go down and they just get. I've never done this, so I don't know. I'm just going off what I read. Apparently, they go down to the bottom of the ocean floor,
Right.
scuba gear, and they just scoop up lobsters.
Well, they're not that fast.
No,
Lobsters are
they do
kind
have claws though.
they're kind of crawling around.
They're pinchy.
But they're big enough to grab.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have gloves, but
And little known fact, Karen does not like to eat lobsters.
no, I just
She looks
feel
down like they're sea roaches or something.
yeah, I think like they crunch like a big cockroach.
Yeah, so
But
she
they're
won't-
bottom feeders too.
They are bottom feeders. But crabs are too, but you eat crabs.
Occasionally, if you do a crab cake,
If I do
I'll
the
eat
Maryland
it.
style crab cake, sure.
Crab
Okay.
cakes, yeah.
All right, back to the story. Okay, so this is not the whale that swallowed him. This is just
It's
stock
just a
image. So
picture.
it's just a picture. Okay, but it says commercial lobster diver says he escaped relatively unscathed after nearly being swallowed by a humpback whale in a biblical-sounding encounter that whale experts describe as rare but plausible. So, not
All right, well,
impossible.
let's just go back.
Improbable.
What is a whale expert? Is that a college degree?
a
I mean,
marine-
do you get a degree in whales?
Yeah, you can get a degree in
Marine
whales.
biology.
Marine biology.
And you just study the whales so much that they could swallow someone or
Yeah.
they couldn't.
Yeah, I
They've
guess.
tried it.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. But this
Like
guy,
it's a math problem that could come true.
yeah,
it's
it's
their
not
science.
impossible. It's just improbable.
All right.
Michael Packard, 56, said in local interviews and on social media that he was diving off the coast of Provincetown, Massachusetts on Friday morning when a whale suddenly scooped him up. I was in his closed mouth for about 30 to 40 seconds before he rose to the surface and spit me out. Should be spat, right?
He
But, okay.
later wrote
It's
on
both.
Facebook.
On Facebook. He said, I'm very bruised up and have no broken bones. The Cape Cod Times reports the Packard was pulled out of the water by his crewmen and rushed back to shore, where he was transported to Cape Cod Hospital. He walked, albeit with a limp, out of the hospital in the afternoon. While he is still recovering from soft tissue damage, Packard told the newspaper he'd be back in the water as soon as he heals. So this didn't deter him from going back out there and doing his thing.
I read another article that said he first thought he was swallowed by a great
That's what
white.
it says right here. It's a quote. He says, he was about 45 feet down the water. Suddenly he felt a huge bump. Everything went dark. He initially feared he had been attacked by a shark. He said, then I felt around and realized that there was no teeth. I mean,
Felt around
feeling around. Where are the teeth? Where are the teeth?
like
It does make you wonder, though. Like, what else? What do you think had just happened?
yeah.
I mean-
in 30 to 40 seconds of feeling around.
In a whale's mouth.
Isn't it? I mean, maybe dark, but
It's gonna be
it'd
dark.
be pretty big though.
It's
There's a lot of
huge
space
whale.
in there.
Yeah. So okay.
Surely he felt. I don't know.
I don't think a shark would just swallow you whole, even if it was a big great white. They're gonna bite you in half
Okay.
or something, right?
Okay, but if I was swallowed by what I thought at first was a shark, the first thing I'm gonna do is not touchy-feely. I'm gonna punch.
You're gonna start punching.
I'm gonna, you've heard the thing about sharks. You punch them. I would
But
be
if they
punching.
don't say punch them if you're inside of them.
Well, you gotta get them to open up.
All right.
Okay, I wouldn't be like, oh, should I touch it?
So this guy's feeling around, and he said he felt really great, no pain. So he hadn't been bit, I guess.
Okay.
He wasn't in shock. He said, and then I realized, oh my God, I'm in a whale's mouth. And he's trying to swallow me. Packard was still wearing his scuba gear and breathing apparatus
That's a lot to
inside
swallow.
the whale's mouth.
With the oxygen and everything.
He had a tank on, yeah. And it was completely dark. Fearing he wouldn't make it out alive, he thought about his wife and sons. There's the Twitter interview. I'll put the link to the news article in the description below so you can come and read this stuff, and you can click on the videos and everything. After about half a minute, the whale rose to the water's surface and began shaking its head from side to side. I mean, it's like Pinocchio or something.
Yeah, but who reports this? Him? Or someone else seeing this?
We'll get to the witnesses, what the witnesses say here in a second. I just got thrown in the air and landed in the water, Packard recalled, and I was free. And I just floated there. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe I got out of that. So, naturally, we're thinking, okay, this dude's making this up.
Well, he just wants to be famous.
Yeah, he didn't get swallowed by a whale.
But it's possible, they're saying it's true.
Well, at the beginning of the article, they said it was possible that this can happen. But the first thing we want to know is, okay, where are the witnesses?
Well, a whale that big, his boat should have seen.
Somebody's going to see it. And I don't think you're going to be lobster diving by yourself because you're going to have a boat up there. So somebody's going to be seeing this thing.
There's a whole crew.
Somebody's going to be seeing. So this is what the witnesses say. Crewman Josiah Mayo said he saw the whale burst to the surface and toss Packard back into the sea.
So there's a witness?
There's a witness. He said he saw it. It says lobster divers typically go out in pairs with a crewman tracking the divers' movements underwater following their air bubbles. Packard told Boston's WCVB TV that his mate came right over to me and got another guy to help pull me out. The other man was Joe Francis, a charter boat captain who happened to be nearby. He says, I saw Mike come flying out of the water. Feet first, with his flippers on, and land back in the water. Francis told WBZ TV, I jumped aboard the boat. We got him up, got his tank off, got him on the deck, calmed him down. He goes, Joe, I was in the mouth of a whale. Well, so they saw him come flying out of the water.
It still would be a weird thing to make up. Do the humpback whales come that close where he lobsters? It's in Maine, I'm guessing?
Off the coast of Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
Cape Cod, Boston.
Yeah, that area. That's where the...
But the whales are there. Humpback whales are there. Also
as well as great whites.
As well as great whites, yeah. So while the two men witnessed Packard's escape, Packard noted that they didn't see the whale scoop him up in the first place because he ate me when I was down at the bottom. So nobody saw the eating of the man. Or the swallowing, if you will.
The swallowing.
They did not see the swallowing.
They just noticed this guy all of a sudden is not on the bottom, he's on the top of the water.
Yeah.
And that's odd.
That's odd, because he went from the top to the bottom pretty rapidly, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he comes flying out of the water.
So that's all they see.
They see him come flying out of the water.
So what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, there's a piece of me that says, okay, maybe he got trapped. I mean... Because, okay, whales, when they go to... I mean, have you ever seen the humpback whales? They do like a bubble, and then they come up and they just scoop with their mouths all the fish, you know? Is it possible he got sucked in with that? Yeah, I mean, it could happen, I guess. Why not?
I don't think...
They're not discriminated what they're eating at that point. They're just scooping up anything that's there.
But typically, they don't eat humans.
No, I don't think the whale was targeting the human. Okay, so NPR does a little bit of research. So they put this down at the bottom. Just a little bit of research here. What whale experts say?
Whale experts.
Whale experts.
The degree in a whale.
Are you a whale expert?
I am not a marine biologist.
I was that day, I tell you. I was that day.
If you've ever watched Seinfeld.
Yes, I was that day. All right, two researchers told NPR that interactions between humpback whales and humans are rare.
I would think so.
Yeah, again, I don't think you're going into the ocean and you have to be worried about humpback whales eating you. I don't think that's generally a thing. And said that the whale most likely engulfed Packard by accident as it was opening its mouth to feed on a small fish. So, because they're sucking in. I mean, if you've ever seen a fish, underwater footage of a fish actually eating, they suck in. I mean, when they...
It's sucking in.
Right.
So the fish can't get away.
No, they're sucking in. So anything in front of that fish is getting sucked in.
I thought they ate plankton.
Or small fish, apparently. Okay. So Ian Kerr, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, the chief executive officer of the Massachusetts-based conservation nonprofit Ocean Alliance. So there you go.
That's a mouthful.
He is a whale expert. And he explained that humpback whales are known for lunge feeding, in which they open their mouths, accelerate, and take in 10 SUV worth of water and fish and everything else. So that's a lot. I mean, you could easily swallow something. It wouldn't be that hard to
So the
imagine.
whale is so big it could swallow an entire car.
Right, and it wouldn't be that hard for to imagine anything in front of that whale at that point in time. It's going in. I mean, Pinocchio.
Well, Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Right.
We got Pinocchio. You got Jonah. I mean, there are some Where do you think the guy who wrote Pinocchio came up with it? Somebody had to have gotten swallowed first.
He didn't think of it on his own.
No.
But Pinocchio, they were in there for a long time.
Well, Jonah was like, what, 3 days?
Days.
Yeah, he was like 3 days.
They even had a little boat in there in Pinocchio. I mean, they had a little boat.
Well, what wasn't it? What was the whale's name? Do you remember?
No,
it was like Mag.
But didn't they have to make a fire in there to try to make it sneeze?
Smoke him out and sneeze.
Yeah, trying to make him sneeze.
Yeah. It says whales are, going back to the article, whales are typically very aware of their surroundings, Kerr said, but in this particular case, he said it's entirely possible that as the whale lunged towards a school of fish, it's a 1 in a million shot that Packard got into his mouth. So you're saying there's a chance.
Yes.
It's 1 in a million.
But apparently,
there's a chance.
he did not taste good.
No.
Apparently, Packard was
Well, this is why, though. Look at this. He explains why. Humpback whales have a small esophagus.
Okay.
Kerr doubts that Packard could have actually fit in the whale's throat. So
he's just in the mouth.
right. So if
He couldn't go
if
down
this
into the belly?
no, right. You're right. Yeah, you're not ending up in the
Right.
belly. So if he did get swallowed,
So then Pinocchio's wrong. Because
Pinocchio's
remember,
wrong.
they're hanging on for dear life.
yeah,
All right, well.
their esophaguses are too small. Apparently, well, because they're sucking up all that water too. And they're going to blow
Yeah.
that out
So then they can spit out the SUV in case they accidentally.
in case they actually yeah. All right, so with the type of forces that are involved here with animals this large, it could have gone 20 different ways that could have killed him, he said. For example, had the whale closed its mouth out of fear, it could have broken Packard's neck or back. I mean, that makes sense. To be clear, the whale did not want him in its mouth. And he compared it, Kerr, this whale expert, he compared it to a situation to an open-mouthed biker accidentally inhaling a fly. Okay. I can see that. You know, you're going down the road, and what are you trying to do with it? You don't want to swallow it.
Oh, yuck.
You've never had that happen?
No.
No?
I don't bike with my mouth open. Who does? Maybe
It
that's why
happens.
outdoor bikers wear masks.
Yeah.
The flies.
The flies. You just get one in your mouth, and then you got to spit it out.
Yeah, it's not COVID. It's the flies.
No, it's the flies. Okay. So, then this Dr. Juke Robbins, again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, the director of humpback whale studies. That's an expert.
Apparently.
That's an expert.
It's probably a magazine.
At the Center for Coastal Studies in Provincetown, wrote in an email that the whale would have had to open its mouth and potentially use its tongue to push Packard out, which may be why he went flying.
Oh, so he was just like, oh, this is awful.
Yeah, just gone. I don't want
Just
this.
like, you smell bad.
Yeah. Such events are extremely rare, both experts stressed.
They say rare. Does that mean we have a record of it happening before?
Well, I kept reading. Kerr recalls hearing about one incident, and there's a link here. There is a link. You can click on this link right here. Another incident, matter of fact, I don't want to click it because I don't know where it's going to go on the internet.
Yeah.
But in which a person survived being caught in a humpback whale's mouth off the coast of South Africa in 2019. So it's rare, but it happens. She also added that she doesn't expect to hear any more encounters anytime soon, but advises swimmers and boaters to pay attention to their surroundings and keep a safe distance from any wild animals.
But I don't think he knew it was behind him.
No, I mean...
He was surprised by it.
Yeah, he was just going down there looking
Yeah.
for the lobsters. So, plus, Kerr says whales generally don't want to interact with people either. If you ever did happen to fall into the water near one, he said, I would just stop moving and enjoying the experience because what an opportunity. And they end it with, as humanity looks ever more to the oceans for resources, recreation, agriculture, whatever, I think we're going to have more and more interactions with these animals. But generally speaking, he added, whales are gentle giants. And I think all they ask from us is a little bit of respect of their time and space. So there's not a man-eating whale out there.
No, but remember when we watched the documentary on humpback whales? I thought it was interesting the way they find their spouses. actually smart animals and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And so the female, when she's ready to attract a mate, to choose a mate, remember that first they go to the cold water.
Yeah.
Then she races out like this long race, and whoever can keep up is the winner. You remember that?
Makes sense,
She
yeah,
started,
yeah.
and they actually documented by showing us in the planetarium. They had the video.
Oh, yeah.
And here this
the
female
planetarium- I do
whale,
remember that.
it's
Okay.
going so fast, and there's like 20 males following her.
Yeah.
And by the end of this little race, there was only like 3, and then one was kind of ahead and the 2 back. And then right at the end, the other 2 gave up, and he was the winner.
There you go.
So so literally men chasing. the
Literally,
woman.
the
Chasing.
male chasing
I
the
just think
female.
it's funny. There she is going 20 miles an hour, or however fast she was going.
Yeah.
But she just gets
took
out
off.
there and
Yeah.
takes off. And they're really interesting animals.
So tell us what you think about the story. This was kind of unique. I had a completely different news of the week lined up for this week, but then I saw this story and I was like, oh, Karen, we have got to do this one because this is just so whacked out.
Well, I've heard some people who totally disbelieve it.
I have. As we were doing the reading and doing the research for it, yeah, some people are like, no, this is complete, can I say BS?
Fabrication.
Complete fabrication. Yeah.
And others are like, hey, this is legit. So
Yeah, yeah.
it's definitely hitting the news everywhere.
Well, and, you got the marine biologists, the whale experts saying it's possible. Why
It's
not?
definitely more
happened
fun
before.
to talk about than the typical news story.
Yeah. So let us know what you
anyway.
think in the comments below. Love to know what you think. If you
Yeah.
haven't liked the
Thumbs
video,
up.
thumbs up the videos, please. That always does help.
Yeah.
That really does. It helps us on Facebook. It helps us on YouTube, but especially on YouTube with the
Yeah.
algorithm and things. To hit that thumbs up, that really does help us. And if you've gotten this far in the video and you still haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, subscribe
We're
to the
on
channel.
YouTube.
We're on. Yeah, we do this, and we put out a news of the week each week, and then we have the fishing videos. We got some fishing videos coming out.
Share it on Facebook.
I'll
do
give
what
you a
you
little
can to
spoiler
help
alert
us.
to one. Karen catches a shark off the beach.
And
Her
I
first shark off the beach.
touched it.
And she held
I
it.
held it.
She cuddled it.
Well, we won't
We
go
she didn't cuddle
that
it.
far.
No,
but
she didn't cuddle the shark. No,
yeah, but I was holding it.
she did. She did.
And then I released it
Yeah.
so that it would swim away.
Yeah, it swam
We
away.
sit in a little deeper water, so I
Yeah.
walked him out there.
And it didn't try and turn around and bite you.
No.
Although I do remember you saying something to the effect of, I don't think I'm going in the water right now.
Well, because he was swimming around there, but he was still kind of in the third cut, second cut, and I was like, well, let's just wait till he finds home,
Yeah.
in case he's mad at me.
In case he may be a little mad. So we have that video coming out. We did some inshore fishing as well. Got some trout, redfish. So that video will be coming out here too. So point is, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, it doesn't cost you anything. It's free, and you get to see all the awesome, or at least halfway decent content. So you can be a part of that, and we do appreciate that. But do thumbs up the video and
Yeah.
subscribe to the channel. That's awesome.
And send us a comment, say if you believe the story or not.
I would love to hear what you guys think about this story. I mean, it is definitely different. So, yeah. All right. Anything else? We good?
We're good.
All right. Until next time.
May you always catch your limit.
We'll see ya.